Hi, today I'd like to talk about strategy a little bit. You cannot create marketing plan. Well, I guess you could, but you would do a much better job creating marketing plan and social media marketing plan if you conduct a series of exercises and a specific look into your environment, internal and external environment. And with that, I would like to talk about situation analysis and SWOT analysis. Situation analysis looks at both internal and external environment, including customer and competition. And SWOT analysis looks at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that your business faces. It is very important because it helps you estimate and realize where you are, what you are currently doing, in what type of environment, with what kind of competition, and what kind of customer you serve. And as far as SWOT analysis, obviously it helps you to determine whether there are opportunities in the market and threats. We talked about we talked about opportunities and identification of opportunities in my last video. So if you want to take a look at this, please do, and I'll link it in this video. And also we'll talk about today about internal weaknesses and threats. You need to know them before you go into innovating or planning, so that you have a good idea of what you're capable of and what kind of mistake you could be making if you're not really leveraging your current environment. Okay, so my name is Dr. Ania Rynaszewska. I am a faculty in business at Mercer University. I teach both marketing and sports marketing and analytics courses. I mostly focus on consumer behavior, social media marketing, product innovation, marketing and social media analytics, as well as research methods. So these are just a few courses I teach. I am also a business owner, and I own a beauty business, Lux Leone Skincare, and I'll link it down below. I'll also link my social media account, so feel free to get social with me either on my personal account or on my business account. All right, so let's get going and let's talk about situation analysis. So what is situation analysis? Really, situation analysis is a very careful look at where you are, in what type of environment you are conducting your business. That environment is always changing, and this environment changes for a number of reasons. It changes due to political situation, economic situation, customer, any social trends developing, technology changing. As I talked to you last time, the major change in technology was introduction of the internet, and you know now the impact that it had on our customer, right? Customer has an access to internet, is able to have choices. So definitely created a shift in how we conduct business. So we have two types of environment that we're taking a careful look in our situation analysis. One, it is internal environment, and two, it is external environment. So first, let's look at internal environment. Internal environment looks at yourself, right? Looks at you're reviewing your current marketing practices. You're looking at your own goals and your current objectives. Goals, these are fairly broad statements, your direction of where you want to go, and then objectives, they're much more specific, leading you to meeting your goals. They are both measurable and they have a timeline associated with them. Okay, so they're much more specific than goals. I see A lot of times there is a misconception what really goals and objectives are. So just remember that objectives are much more specific than goals. And the job of objective is to push you toward the direction of meeting your goal. And because of that, objectives have to be measurable and they have to have timeline associated with them. They also have to be reasonable, okay? Reasonable given the resources that you have, both human and financial. And they have to be reasonable given the competition, the customer, the environment in which you are finding yourself conducting business. Now, because of that, we are conducting situation analysis. So, as I said, in an internal environment analysis, you're taking a closer look at yourself, your own business, and you are taking a good look at your current goals, current objectives, current behaviors, marketing plan, and whether or not you are doing a good job fulfilling it. You're also looking at your resources, both human, if you're alone, if you're an entrepreneur, and you're there by yourself, well, then you are your resource. And then you're looking at financial resources, maybe technological resources that you have access to. Okay. Next, we want to look at more external environment, which is competition. Okay. Competition plays a huge role in your business. Well, competition is actually a good thing, right? From a consumer perspective, competition is very good because it forces you as a business owner to have a product that is superior and different from competition. Therefore, it allows gives customer choices. Okay, so competition is good. From a business perspective, it is also good because it pushes you to be better. Okay, we should always be pushed and strive to do better, but competition is one of those external forces that pushes us whether we want it or not. Competition, as I said in last video, again, on innovation, on recognizing opportunity for innovation. Opportunity is one of the competition is one of the external mandates that pushes you to innovate. Okay, so competition is the external environment you want to do. You want to know what they're doing, who they are, what kind of product they're selling, whether it's a generic product, what kind of brands they are, what kind of, again, products they're selling, what kind of, how much customers are buying from them, and what kind of position they're holding. You also want to know if you're able to be different than your competition or whether you are offering the same type of product. Now, you may also want to look at other external elements from your as part of your situation analysis, and those include economic situation and economic stability, right? Political environment, very important, any regulations, policies and regulations that are in place within your particular business or for your particular industry. We know in the skincare business, FDA plays a big role on what we can say and cannot say, right? So that's one of the governmental organizations or institutions that play a big role in our business, and their regulation play a role. So you need to always keep an eye on any potential changes. And what else? Technology. Technology is another important element of external environment. Why is it important? Because technology gives us access to improvement or an opportunity for major improvement, and access to technology allows us to reach, like said last time, access to opportunity allows us to reach a lot of consumers through social media, for example. Okay, but also other things allows us to produce better, have a better quality, more efficient quality, or efficient production, efficient process. So there are many benefits to technology and knowing potential changes in technology. Finally, one important element that we cannot forget is your customer. who is your customer, whether they're buying your product or what kind of product they tend to buy in your product category, when, to address what type of need. By when, I mean what situation. Is it maybe, we know that in a skincare business, around Christmas time, this is when a lot of customers buy our products because they're unique, one of a kind, and make great gifts. So you want to know really, when does your customer purchase a product, and for what, right? Hopefully your customer also purchases a product throughout the year, not just in gift-giving season. You want to know who your customer is, demographics, psychographics. I'm going to go into more detail on that in the next video. But other than customer, you also want to know the cultural environment, right? What are some forces on the customer, whether there's a cultural shift going on. We know that there are some major impacts on our society lately, and that's a Me Too campaign, I would say. And we also have the green movement. It's been a while now, so it's nothing new, but we have to be aware of push to sustainability. Even actors like Jason Momoa on camera cut his beard to raise awareness against plastics, right? So this is an important movement. You have to know that it does have an impact on your customer thinking, and perhaps even buying decisions, right? So keep that in mind when you're conducting your situation analysis. So again, situation analysis is an overall view of the internal and external environment. And again, I am covering, obviously, it's a brief overview of what situation analysis, but it is an overview of internal and external environment. For internal environment, you're looking at yourself, your organization, your resources, your current plan, your current actions, and I don't know if I said, but resources. And now external environment, you're looking at competition, customer, political, legal, policy, regulatory, technology. I think that's it. If not, rewind. I can't remember now. Anyways, it's a pretty solid look at what kind of environment your business is conducting. So for me, for example, major impact on our industry had recent tariffs. The increase of the tariffs have led to increase, or I would say 25% impact on our suppliers, because they have to pay 25% more on their raw materials. This had created a pretty dramatic increase in some suppliers' prices. Okay, so all of the suppliers that I'm familiar with had to raise prices to an extent. Okay, so if you are not familiar with tariffs or political situation, regulatory situation, then this may have been a major surprise, the price increases among our suppliers. But if you are familiar in the situation, you were expecting it, and you probably were expecting some increases in prices. Now, some suppliers kept them relatively low. Others went really through the roof with their prices that went far beyond 25%, which obviously it had an impact on us business owners. So now what is it that we're going to do? Well, the chances are that if you kept an eye on the external environment, you probably took a good look at what else is out there, but that's your supply chain, and that's a topic for another discussion. The point here is that if you are conducting ongoing or relatively frequent situation analysis, this has not come as a surprise, at least the minor price increase. Now, price hikes maybe, well, they surprised me too, because I didn't expect price increase beyond, 30 or the 25%. And I've seen some price increases by 50%, if not more. Another, I would say, not event, but something that occurred in our industry was a fire. Okay, one of the suppliers' warehouse, I believe, caught on fire, and that supplier was the major supplier of an ingredients in fragrances. I believe all our fragrance suppliers. That is a major blow to all our suppliers, and a lot of fragrances had to be reformulated. Now, this is nothing that anybody could control, because a lot of times external environment is something you cannot control. Well, most of the time, you cannot control your external environment. You have to deal with this. Again, there are some things that happen and they have an explanation as to why they happen. For example, the price increase among our suppliers due to tariffs. Other things you can control. Changing a supplier to one that had a lower price increase. Or you can deal with a major price increase of another supplier, right? So it really is up to you. So again, some things in external environment you cannot control. Majority of the things you cannot control. You cannot control economy. You cannot control political situation. You cannot control fires in warehouses, right? Your internal environment, on the other hand, you can control, right? You can increase your resources, human resources. You can apply for funding. Now you may not really get it, but you can try to do things to control your internal environment. You can certainly change your marketing plan, and you can adjust your goals and objectives if they're not fitting. All right. So now that we covered that, let's talk briefly about SWOT analysis. What is it? So like I said before, SWOT analysis is the analysis of your strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal to your organization. So they may be closely tied to the human resources. If you're an entrepreneur alone in your own business, then that will be strongly tied to you. Do you have capabilities? Do you have the knowledge? And so on, to create, innovate, whatever. Do you have financial resources, right? Do you have the technology to conduct your business? Do you have the skill, not only within particular area, but also as an entrepreneur, like accounting, marketing, and so on? If you don't, you may have to hire. Okay, but so that's internal. Your strength is obviously this that you do well, and your weaknesses is what you don't do well, or so you do poorly, or if you don't have something. So financial resources, that's never good if you don't have financial resources, right? So you have to deal with this. Now, when it comes to opportunities and threats, they are external to your organization, right? So a threat for us, obviously, is the price increases due to tariffs among our suppliers, because they directly affect us. We have to pay a lot more for our supplies, anywhere from, depending on the supplier, anywhere from 10 to 60% more. Now, I probably will not be paying the 60% more. I'll probably look for a different supplier. But again, this is up to you. And then an opportunity is something that showed up to be an external, well, it doesn't show up. You definitely identified it in an external environment, something that can help you either innovate, become better, gain market share, or whatever that may be. Can an opportunity become a threat? Absolutely. An opportunity that is not taken advantage of can become a threat, especially when your competition jumps on it, basically. Can you turn a threat into opportunity? Yes, you can, but you often need pretty substantial resources to do so. So anyways, this is an overlook overall look or overview of situation analysis and SWOT analysis, please take a moment to think about internal and external environment as part of your situation analysis, and then conduct SWOT analysis. I guarantee you it will make your life easier when it comes to planning your marketing planning and social media marketing plan. I really recommend that you start there. And in the next video, I will talk about current situation in social media environment. I hope you found it beneficial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, if you think I talk too much, well, you might find a different channel. I'm sure there are plenty. Like I said, I don't edit these videos. I just sit down and talk. If you find it beneficial, I'm happy that you do. If you don't, please let me know how I can do better. I will not edit the videos because I don't have the time between my job and business and my children, but I'm happy to help you in any other way. Please let me know in comments down below. And if you have any specific questions, also let me know, and I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities and in a fairly timely manner. Other than that, let's get social, conduct your situation analysis and SWOT analysis, and get ready for some marketing planning. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.